Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the next round of the Simhound Academy LMU series here at oNiD. Once again, I'm joined by Dave, so welcome, Dave.
Bonjour, monsieur. We are in Le Mans, so it's only right to speak a bit French.
Oui, of course.
Oui. No, I know last week was a bit carnage. This week's going to be even better because, judging by the coaching session last night, there's a lot of drivers having trouble.
Yeah, sounds like it. And even in the Discord, I think beforehand, people are mentioning their gripes, perhaps, about this track. I love it, Dave. I don't know about you, but I think it's a fantastic track, and definitely one I think that should be included in this amateur series, and certainly included in every Le Mans series we have at the moment.
Oh, 100%. This is one of those tracks where when you get in the flow of it's great. I know everyone has soft spots for the Nordschleife and everyone has soft spots for Spa, but this is the best track in my opinion, and anyone who disagrees can get in the bin.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. I thought I put the tower on, but it's not showing on the things. Let me quickly refresh these, see if we can get it working on the stream. Bear with me.
As we watch, I'm not sure who's going through, but we will see when tower decides to work. Whether it's gone a bit wide.
There we go.
Hey. Is this for Toy we're watching? It is. For Toy running some fancy new pedals this week. Let's see if it can improve his driving. Wouldn't take much, but we shall see.
Indeed, long lap time obviously around here, so crucial to get at least one decent banker lap in really, before really starting to push. We say it every week, or at least I've said it in every race I've commented on in LMU. It takes some time to get those tyres up to temperature. There's no tyre blanket, so they have to spend some time getting ready into a working condition. Sure, it being a longer lap helps that they have more time to do so. There is a lot of straights here, though, so it does take a bit of it still takes a bit of work to get it up to speed. But if you have to reset to the pit, what that means is you've got a long time on your out lap. And then even a little bit more on the next lap, getting the tyres ready. So it's a risk, really, to try and push too hard too early, as we don't see any times yet on the board. I think the first lap that we'll see is currently just coming up towards Indianapolis. Let me see if I can find out who that is.
Yeah, that is the beauty of this track. If you mess up on you've got a long way to go before you can start a new lap. You've got to get it right. One slight mistake here can cost you massively.
Yeah, it certainly can. Up to it, so we'll have to wait till they cross the line. And good evening, everyone in chat as well. There's a lot of chat going on already. We've got Darren Wilkes joining us, Zombie Visuals, saying speed. Yes, there certainly will be a lot of that tonight. Over 200 miles an hour, I believe, down the Mulsanne Straight. I don't know what that is in KPH. I don't know what it would be for the GT3s, but still a lot of that regardless. Fala 8 as well. Matt Holman as well in chat. Lurking there, so welcome.
No, the LMP2s don't quite hit 200. I think I hit 314 kph in the LMP2 last night, and that was with absolutely minimal wing. It's only the hypercars which will break the 200.
All right.
It's the gearing in the LMP2s. It's bouncing off the rev limiter all the way down the Mulsanne Straight.
I see. How many rounds are there in the series? 8 rounds in the season, Zombie Visuals. 8 rounds. So we're on the 3rd. So still time yet to for some winners to emerge, some leaders perhaps to emerge. I don't think the results have been uploaded to SimGrid either yet, so we can't quite see who's leading the series. But Ben Law, anyway, coming across the line eventually. Question mark? No.
No, he looked like he was getting a good exit out. He'd just done his outlap.
I see. All right, lots of people still on their outlap. It seems like they've been up for ages, but I guess that's the nature of Le Mans. A bit of a wiggle there, a bit of a snap perhaps as he heads up through the S's now. Yeah, 9 minutes to go, so we're what, we 7 minutes into qualifying and there's still no times on the board.
No, not yet. Speaking of zombie visuals, there was no Bortley in LMU, sadly, or thankfully in my case. Here's a good selection of GT3 cars though, so have a look. It's, as Holman has just posted our Discord in the chat, come and have a look and get involved and see if you fancy giving it a go. But as we see, Ben Law, purple first sector, even though he had that massive snap.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because he's the only driver who's driven a clean first sector.
That is the most backhanded compliment I've ever heard, Sam.
Well, if we look at it as from a purely statistics perspective, which I'm known to do, fastest speed that Ben Law's gone in the first sector is 266 kph, whereas Leon Vesperis, who is a little bit quicker than that, 267.5 kph. So when Leon sets a time, and indeed Leon here is setting purple sector 1 and sector 2 as he approaches the finishing line. Goes very wide there though. Yeah, very wide indeed. That might have been validated slap. We don't know until he crosses the line, unfortunately. But either way, has some stellar pace. And Pharrell...
That's it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, that's it. That's definitely validated.
Yeah, beyond the mark, I think. And Max Pharrell here, wanting to grab a screenshot, I'm sure, currently is in pole.
Right, everyone, put the lottery on this weekend. Max Farrell's on pole. Shows miracles do happen. No, to be fair to Max, he was looking rather good in practice coaching sessions last night, and as you can see, he's 3 seconds ahead of Fuskin, 3 seconds ahead of Matty Hogan, 5 ahead of Fatoy, and Paul O'Grady is light years behind at the moment.
Yeah, it seems that way. And obviously, Max Farrell being on pole is probably the safest place for him to be, really. But yeah, Liam Vesperis here. A second up in sector 1, so has some incredible pace. It's easy. I say easy. It's easy to see that that massive time gained on the sector time. But there's such a long straight between sector 1 and sector 2, for instance, that a little bit of an error can cost you a lot of time when you get to that next sector marker. But as you rightly say, for now, Max Farrell on pole. Liam Vesperis will be looking to challenge that, I'm sure. We've seen him with some stellar pace. Previously, Ben Rooney, by the way, or B. Rooney, I should say. I don't quite know.
Brendan Rooney.
Brendan. I don't know why I said Ben. I just made that up. On pole in the GT3 field, and again by 3 and a bit seconds.
Brian Anderson in P2 will have a nosebleed being that high up. Doing very well though. He's ran wide there, and that will be an invalid lap from Brian Anderson.
Indeed, and
he's gone back to. Oh no, I thought he'd gone back to the pits there.
That was Rooney returning to the pits. So returning to the pits, maybe make a mistake, maybe thinking, all right, a new set of boots, maybe I can improve on that, or maybe thinks that's as good as it's going to get for him with a 4-minute 02 time there, and 20-second difference it seems in qualifying trim between the two classes.
Max, purple sector 1, he's not the greatest second sector, but still up on his time.
Indeed, yeah, not off by much is he in the middle sector there as he obviously heads up towards Indianapolis. Really, really tricky corner. Some say this is the hardest corner on this circuit. It's such a high speed coming around that right hand, just knowing how much to slow down, and again getting on the brakes whilst getting the car straightened up and then flicking over to the left here. Tricky set of corners. It doesn't look like much from this angle, but when you're in the car it feels incredibly hard to nail. And again, this right-hander as well, hard to judge as well when to get on the brakes, particularly if you've got a crowd of cars around you as he heads up now towards the Porsche curbs. Obviously this next section, I think it's all about confidence, isn't it, Dave? Just knowing how much speed to carry, knowing how much to lift, etc.
It's trust in the down, especially in the LMP2s, it's trust in the downforce. You can go a lot quicker than your brain tells you that you can, so you've literally just got to turn it in and plant your foot and hope the downforce does its job, as it's doing with Max Farrell at the moment, looking very, very good through here. Can you get the last one? Perfect. I can't criticise Max on that, he's done very well. But these are tricky as well, these final 2 little chicanes.
Yeah, they really hammer those inside curbs.
Ran a bit deep there, took a bit of sausage, and it looks like an improvement.
It is an improvement. Wow. Yeah, and a bit of sausage never hurt anyone. Up to 3 minutes 40 now, 1.5 seconds away from Law. So I pulled the second gap there on that lap. Liam Fuskin ways behind as well, along with Hagen there in fourth and Howard in fifth. Liam Vespers sneaking his way into pole, by the way, while we weren't looking.
Yeah, 2 seconds up. That is a good time by Leon, who has been practicing today. He sent me a screenshot earlier, so he's put the time in. And the problem with Leon at the moment, Leon's been falling apart in the races. See if he can hold it together this race. He's not going to appreciate me saying that, but facts don't care about your feelings, Leon.
And do my eyes deceive me? Paul O'Grady up into third.
What? Where's that come from?
We'll have to ask him after the race. Again, Paul O'Grady, I think he's another driver who's been a bit unlucky in the races, if I remember correctly. Has a decent time in qualifying. Just had a few unfortunate incidents.
He did his best Ryan Davies impression last week, and then finally managed to get through. He's had a terrible first sector there.
Yeah, let's watch some. Shall we?
Ascar, who is currently 2 seconds off Rooney, he's just under a 10 foot through the first sector. See, I was saying that you would think the Mustang would be good here.
We'll see. I mean, obviously, Pascal currently resides in second behind the Porsche of Rooney, who sits on pole. The gaps are quite a split apart as well in the GT3 field, to be fair. And again, just to remind everyone, those times on the board, that's to the leader. So, Anderson's only 6/10 away from Nazarian, which is, a slightly better exit out of one of these chicanes. It's probably easily 6/10.
Yeah. One good corner exit can move you up a position or two. Like, that's what people don't realise about this track. With so many straights, a good corner exit can, as we see Ben Law pull over, I think he's had enough.
Yeah, he moved up to third, replaced Paul O'Grady, and pulled over. Similarly, Mark Bryson moving up to fifth.
Good time for Mark as we watch Bascar just about to come through the second sector time. Where's he going to be? 7 tenths up, still behind Brendan Rooney, but an improvement, putting more space between him and Hovsap.
Yeah, precisely. Nazarian as well sneaks up to third. I didn't even notice that. 3 Ferraris, it seems, in the top 5 there, all ready to challenge the Mustang and potentially the Porsche. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, still all out on track as well. Obviously, hoping to improve at the time. But for now, we'll watch the Mustang of Bascar as he heads towards Indianapolis. And let's actually go on board. Just see the speed they can carry through this sequence of corners here. You can see on this delta there on this dash as well. Up 1.3 seconds, improving on his lap. So that puts him 9 tenths away from having pole, and is currently also improving on that.
Oh, a good sector 3 could put him very close. There's a good lap from Bascar. See if he can hold it together.
Indeed, and let's watch him through these Porsche curves and the S's.
Nicely done. All is looking well at the moment. But the next right, left are the tricky ones.
Yeah, tidy so far. Nicely keeping it tucked in and getting on the throttle. Good and early. Also Harklin, by the way, sneak up to third in the LMP2 field. Kevin Hunter also grabbing 5th place away from Paul O'Grady, who's now down to 6th. As the Bascar then just got those chicanes to deal with. Opens it up nicely here. Onto the brake. Smash the inside there. Right side a bit wide for the next one.
Oh, big Samuel overseas lost him 2 tenths there. So second up, so he's put time between him and Nazarian, but Brendan Rooney's ran away with this.
Yeah, Matt Hagen here moving up to 9th as well. But yeah, I say Brendan Rooney up onto pole and comfortably.
According to Matt Holman, we're not allowed to talk about Mark Brayson tonight. He's upset Matt Holman somehow. So should we put Mark Brayson on the stream full time just to annoy Holman?
Who's that you're talking about? Sorry, Mark
Brayson.
Mark Brayson. Right, let me have a look for Mark Brayson. Where is Mark Brayson? Here he is. Mark Brayson in 6th in the GT5 field.
He's in the pits as well as in Holman's head.
Indeed, indeed. Just a couple of drivers left on track then. Mark Hagen here amongst them, not setting a very good sector 1. So let's look at Aidan Howard, who's on their outlap and probably actually just, if anything, going to be practicing their pit entry. Nazarian here.
Oh, that is very wide. Yeah, that's invalid. I assume Hogshead will just practice his pit entry now.
Yeah, which is crucial to do, obviously.
There's a nice little chicane in the pit lane, to be honest, which you can get a track cut for if you take it too... if you cut it too much. Farrell had improved, not quite enough to get to Leon, but he'd improved.
Yeah, sorry, I thought we were talking about the chicane in the pit lane.
Oh, well, we were, but keep up, Sam, keep up.
No, I was talking. Max Farrell was the chicane in the pit lane, was where I was going with that. But anyway, qualifying is then.
Well, Max Farrell's the landmine in the chicane, is what he is.
Fair enough. Jared Page getting a lap in at the end there, by the way. Crucial because it puts him ahead of the GT3 field, obviously. Might be back at the LMP2 field now, but would have been a lot worse if he hadn't obviously set a valid lap as well.
When everyone inevitably dies into the first chicane, he might make some places. As in Chris Overstreet, good to see Chris has actually made it. His game was updating whilst we were doing the driver brief, so it's good to see that he managed a thing. And as Matt Holman said, Noel Doige in P5, that is a good qualifying from Noel.
And that Porsche as well. Yeah, going to be an interesting race. I'm really looking forward to this. I do enjoy a good Le Mans race.
Where did our friend Ryan Davies qualify?
Let's have a little look, shall we? Ryan Davies down in 11th in the obviously LMP2 field. Let me set the starting order, and we'll
let's have a look
through it, shall we? Liam Breshford obviously on pole alongside Max Farrell in that sharp end of the field. Also Harkin, Ben Law on the second row there. Kevin Hunter and Paul O'Grady in that interesting looking livery there for Paul the McDonald's one. Baton for Toy, Matthias Schuskin line up on the fourth row tonight, starting the race. Followed by Matt Hagen and Aidan Howard rounds off the top 10. Ryan Davies there and Dean Smith as well, nearer the
gruesome twosome.
The gruesome twosome. Mark Greswell and Jarrett Page. Fantastic livery there for Jarrett Page, I think.
Yeah, it does look cool.
And the beginning of the GT3 field, Ben Rooney and Athol Bascal there.
Brendan Rooney, not Ben.
I don't know why I keep saying Ben. Hobson was Aaron, though, in a fantastic Ferrari alongside Brian Anderson. Two Ferraris alongside each other there. Noel Doige, though, in a Porsche alongside another Ferrari of Mark Brayson down in 20th overall, but 6th in the GT3 field. Tim Bob, Stefan Reinhardt. Ferraris are plenty tonight, it seems.
Ferrari is love.
It is indeed. Paul Prescott and, would you believe it, another Ferrari, Norman Bruce for row 12. Nathan Turner and Chris Overstreet, Mustang and BMW. Going to be battle of the front-engine beasts, I think.
Yep.
And Olaf Pedej rounds out the field tonight.
Yep. Another front engine to battle with the other front engines. Should be good to watch them go down the straight. They are known for the straight line speeds.
Should I preemptively click this button?
What does the button do?
Just press the little safety car marker at the top.
I was about to say, why is it saying there's a safety car? Has Max crashed already?
Wreck-It Riot, apparently. Matt Holman says it's quite good. I hope you caught last week's stream, Matt, because it was glorious.
Yeah, I think he would have enjoyed it.
Lab has started.
As we see the start rolling, Leon gets the grid moving. See who can get the best start. Oh, we have someone in the pit lane.
Apparently that just means they haven't clicked ready, or was that only one on the grid?
If they haven't clicked ready by now, they're starting from the pit lane.
Okay. So GT3 field car, could it be? Let's see who it is.
It looks like P1, 2, 3, but maybe P5. Is that Noel Doige? Was a big. Oh, Noel's there. Who's after? Who's next to Prescott?
Norman Bruce and Stefan right now. I think it's a visual glitch on maybe my track map. We'll see. We'll see momentarily. I can't see that anyone's in the pit on the timing screen. Let's see.
Well, phantom car.
Yeah. Maybe a little bug in my track map there.
As we'll see who gets the best of the start from the LMP2s.
As they snake their way through the final chicane, they're getting ready for the start imminently. You want to get around that corner as quick as they can, whilst also avoiding any penalties on the start, which has happened fairly often recently, as they are indeed away. Max Farrell getting a poorer start compared to Liam Vespers, who storms ahead. Ben Law stealing third away from Otto Harkonnen, it seems, who's third and fourth.
Max, is that Ben Law trying to cut the inside of Max Farrell? Just a bit fair back. Fast braking zone, cold tyres, cold brakes. Couple have ran wide, but everything.
Yeah, Max Farrell has taken the lead out of somewhere. We'll have to rewatch that in a moment. Matthias Fiskin also battling with Paul O'Grady as they try and settle into a nice calm order, but instead we've got drivers going side by side through the S's at the start here.
Oh, who was that? It was just on the overtake. That was a great move.
Ryan Davies potentially. We've got Matt Hagan fighting here at the back. As they obviously get onto the Mulsanne straight. Side by side go these two.
It's a drag race. Looks like Fatoy has got the better exit. Looks like Ryan Davies is trying to tuck in to get the slipstream, as we see Aidan Howard approaching behind at speed. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? Fatoy.
Luckily avoids those tyres because they are solid.
He took a different chicane.
He did indeed. Dropping down to 10th now as we've got Mark Greswold behind him. Obviously, Aidan Howard battling with this for now, though, and slipping on by.
Jared Page flying back there. Have you seen
top three all in a group here as well as they go into the second chicane on the Mulsanne straight, all grouped together trying to get some positions gained here. Leon Vespers pulls ahead to second, defends it from Otto Harkonnen. Luckily, Max Farrell watched this unfold in his mirrors as they head up towards Mulsanne corner.
Kevin Hunter, P4 as well, having a fight at the front. Great opening lap from Kevin Hunter.
Yeah, up one place obviously, and managed to stay on the track and coming together with any other driver, luckily. So they head into the braking zone for the tricky hairpin here.
All smoothly through. This has been quite a clean opening lap. Lascars took the lead from Brendan Rooney too. Very close on track, but
very close. Too close. And loses out on a wing. Oh, that's very unfortunate. That's virtually race over at this stage. We'll have to return to garage in the smoothest way possible to not loop the car over without a wing. Sure, it looks like a normal road car, but in these conditions it's so easy to drop it in.
He has such a long way to go as well. He's going to have to lift before Indy, because if he tries going through Indy full pelt, we may see an actual death.
Yeah, certainly. We'll have to just take it very gently, because we've seen cars struggle so much with that rear wing they've just had to return to the garage and retire from the race. We've also got Mark Greswold here, who's battling, or was battling with Jared Page, who's dropped down the order now. Mark Greswold, though, looking for P10. Liam Vespers retakes the lead from Max Farrell, though, as they battle alongside there as they approach the Porsche curves.
Nice move from Leon. All cars flat, full throttle around. They'll be shifting down to fourth now to keep the inside line. Max absolutely obliterating the little track limit marker.
Here's the snake their way through patiently.
Harkonnen is staying on the back of Farrell.
Yeah. Oh, really hammered that sausage curb, though. That's really going to cost him time as they go onto the start-finish straight.
Great exit, though. He is right up the backside of Max Farrell. Is he going to make a move into T1? No, he's fought better. To be fair, in these cars, that would have been a very risky move.
It would be Dean Smith here going for a position, a move on Jarrett Page, potentially. Drops off the back, though, unfortunately, and chooses to wait a little bit longer to get that job done. As there's a yellow flag for Athol Baskar here, into the wall, obviously missing the wing, and just struggling to get to the pits and picks up some more damage.
The only bonus I guess from, I say it, but I'm trying to find the silver lining here. If he pits, he's probably going to have a minute or two damage repair. He should, with a tiny bit of fuel saving, be able to make the end of the race without pitting.
Yeah, fingers crossed. These two side by side, also Harkin and Max Farah battling for P2. We see that Liam Vesper's in the lead. A massive gap between those two now, 2.5 seconds between P1 and the rest of the field as they go into the braking zone for the first chicane here, Forza chicane.
Great move from Harkin. He's got the move done now. Can he chase down Vespris and fight for the lead? No slipstream available. And how fast Farrell behind? 5/10. Farrell might catch up to him. You can see the timer coming down.
You can indeed as they head on the way through Michelin chicane here. The brakes carry as much speed as you dare. Get on the power nicely, obviously smoothly to the outside of the track. Heading up towards tricky hairpin of Mulsanne corner.
Can we say though, Noel Doige P2 of the GE3s?
Indeed, up from P5. That's 3 positions gained. And potentially Mr. Rooney, another one potentially on the cards. We'll have to wait and see. Rooney last lap wasn't valid. In fact, hasn't set a valid lap this entire race so far. Unlike Deutsch, Matthias Schischkin, Paul O'Grady swapping positions as well as they go through the hairpin there.
As we see in the chat, Baskar has just said minute of damage to repair his broken Mustang.
Yeah, no idea what happened. I think you crashed. Is what happened.
Yeah, you hit the wall.
So these two still battling and just giving Liam Vespers more and more of a lead as they go very brave onto the brakes through Indianapolis corner. Go very wide Max Farrell onto the gravel and giving Gavin Hunter a little look as they approach Arnage, and that's job done for Kevin. And up to third already, Max Farrell losing positions at a rate of knots.
Max is going backwards faster than he's going forward. Lost the position to Kevin Hunter. Ben Law will be thinking he can have a piece as well, as we see that Baskar again. Oh, is that what was
It's Baskar. No, it's Baskar. Yeah, just stopped to the grab there. Returns to the garage, having an issue and having to retire the car, it seems.
Oh, that's a shame. Baskar has been putting in some strong performances this season. As we see Matt Holman's best friend defending from Tim Bob.
But only defending because he just took that position away from him, in fact, as they approached Indianapolis into an arch. Now, obviously, onto the brakes goes the Ferrari. McLaren following suit. Paul Prescott not far behind either in the Corvette, storming his way. If Paul could be smart here, there's potentially P4 in a couple moves.
Exactly, especially the Freedom Machine will be gloriously screaming down these straights. If you're Prescott, you will hope that Brayson and Tim Bob can but that does not look fun to drive, being honest. Oh, is that Jarrett Page?
Yeah, Jarrett Page and Mark Grevsmore coming together. This is a quick replay. Let's see what happened. Jarrett Page in that nice liveried LMP2. Mark Grevsmore not far ahead. Onto the brakes, we go to the final corner. A car pulls off into the pits. Oh, loops it on the... two separate incidents on the curbs there on the final chicanes.
The two of them?
Yeah. Like a couple of dancing swans or something.
That was quite a sight. I've never seen that happen before.
No. Great stuff. They're very coordinated, I must say. My hat's off to you, but not too much for their race pace.
No, not great for the tyres either. They will have the worst vibration in the world going down the straight. As we see, Paul O'Grady not letting Fuskin get away.
A couple of battles here. Ryan Davies, Aidan Howard, Paul O'Grady, Matthias Fuskin side by side down the Mulsanne straight. Obviously plenty of time to slip on by.
It's the engine killer versus the ballerina. Who's going to come out on top? And
well, I don't know. I think Ryan Davies has to let off here and let Aidan Howard go after cutting that corner. And now leaves himself vulnerable to Bertrand Fatoy. Sorry.
Yep, Fatoy coming through. Yeah, speed difference is crazy.
The thing is, he has to let off because he's cut a corner. But, you can't make up for that exit speed then that Fatoy has.
Take the penalty. That's what I say. Take the penalty. And that is... Oh, O'Grady's making the move.
maybe. As they head up towards the hairpin, sorry. Matthias on the outside, almost doing a Ben and Johnny, almost. Onto the brakes. Eventually, the car of Fuskin there, looking maybe for a little bit of a cutback, it seems. No, just in the situation, we see a car going very wide.
Fuskin's got a better exit here.
Indeed, into the slipstream again, really pushing Paul O'Grady along, it seems, as they head towards Indianapolis. Switches to the inside. Yeah, a bit of shake and bake there.
O'Grady just keeping his nose ahead, but Fuskin does have the inside line. O'Grady's going to have to be extremely brave here.
Yeah.
And he is.
Fuskin alongside the McDonald's liveried Paul O'Grady car there, long enough to give his order to the window there.
Some great driving from O'Grady there. He's managed to keep the position, but Fuskin is right behind him, going to keep in that slipstream. But the dirty air through the Porsche curves is real, and we'll see how Fuskin deals with that. As I found out about the dirty air rather badly on Monday evening.
It is. They want to keep their foot in it for this section here. Dropping back a little bit from Paul O'Grady. Maybe that's a bit tactical. Paul O'Grady makes a mistake. Return for Toy also having a mistake, and off the track further down the order. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Paul O'Grady having to potentially let Fuskin go.
Yes, he'd messed that up a bit.
Indeed, this is for Toy here. Making a mistake. Losing the rear onto the gravel. Lots of speed into the wall as well. Big time. Lots of damage there for Toy, who's actually way down the order now, down to 13th, I believe.
Anti-new pedals are doing him no good. Yeah, his car looks a bit broken. Ooh. Is that Max Farrell?
Max Farrell, it is.
As Fuskin is rapidly approaching. I see Kevin Hunter P3. Absolute great drive. Great drive from Kevin. He messaged me before the race as well, wanting to change from the LMP2 car. I think he should stick in it.
Paul O'Grady wanting that position back as they get on the Mulsanne straight.
Going to be a great battle between these two for the race.
Yeah, I hope so. It's been great so far. Into the slipstream goes Paul O'Grady, obviously under the wing of Matthias Fuskin as they approach Forza chicane.
All about the exit here. Who's going to get the best one? O'Grady, bit of a snap of oversteer, which won't help him.
Yeah, Paul O'Grady looking very conservative on the brakes though as well, but does close that gap up now as they get onto the second part of the Mulsanne straight.
Aidan Howard behind, hoping that these two knock each other off track so he can have an easy position. And there's Max Farrell, shows how much he's dropped down.
These two then enter in the Michelin chicane. Onto the brakes again, close up massively does Paul O'Grady. Wow. Maybe Matthias with a bit of an issue.
Great exit from O'Grady. Can he get the slipstream, get the move down into the Mulsanne corner? That confident with his exit. He isn't even getting any slipstream. He's that confident of his exit.
Yeah, just alongside, slightly defends does Fuskin there onto the brakes now for the hairpin, obviously running a bit wider. Does Paul O'Grady. Both these drivers with a bit of a wiggle of oversteer on the exit, and that's only going to benefit Aidan Howard. A
synchronized drift in there.
That's the thing when you see the.
Go on, sorry. No, I think Aidan Howard has closed up a bit on them.
It does, yeah, and that's the thing when you see the driver in front of you make a mistake is you're more aggressive suddenly. You get the throttle a bit sooner to try and capitalize on that, but you just end up making a similar mistake yourself. Mark Grevschmal having a big off round the wrong way outside of the hairpin there onto the gravel. Let's have a quick peek at how that happened.
So has he carried too much speed or has he bottomed out on the curb? Let's have a look.
Looks like
too much speed.
Yeah. And it just lights up the rears. Bonk.
Yeah, the problem with the LMP2 cars is when the rear starts to go, it's like a pendulum, and it is incredibly difficult to service. As we see, the Freedom Machine closing up to the back of Matt Holman's best mate.
Who's that?
He must have
Matt
had a great.
Bryson?
Yeah,
And actually
must have had a great
sails
exit.
along by. No issue there. Just driven by the Ferrari in a straight line. I can't believe it.
Yeah, great move by Prescott. We have another yellow flag. Is that Fuskin?
It is. The one and only. Fuskin here.
Oh,
We saw him have a bit of a moment there cutting that corner. Obviously, Fuskin in the yellow LMP2 going through. Oh, loses the rear massively. Luckily, Paul O'Grady avoided that. And everyone else getting out of the way. Very good reaction there from Paul, and very unfortunate.
I can imagine the screech Paul let out when that happened in front of him.
Let's watch it again from Paul's angle. Let's go on board. This is on board with Paul O'Grady behind Matthias Fuskin going through the S's. Just loses all grip right in front of him there.
Yeah, I can imagine he was a bit. I mean, as we see, as Nazarian dropped back a bit, he has. What has happened to Offset Nazarian? Was P3
down into P6 and is in the train amongst his other drivers who have been teleported to Monaco suddenly, behind Tim Bob here, Paul Prescott, Mark Bryson, and Nazarian, as you just mentioned. Oh, and a bit of a bonk at the water, Paul Prescott. And that obviously compromises his next run through these sequence of corners.
The Freedom Machine won't be bothered about a little bump of the wall, even though that was every driver running wide there. Good, Brian Anderson, P7, who's dropped back a bit. He did qualify well. That looks like Offset Nazarian has dived into the pits.
Yes, indeed, yeah. Interesting looking Ferrari. Briefly, also Harkonnen on the back of Liam Vespers here as they get on towards Indianapolis here. Closed the gap up massively, has Harkonnen here. Obviously, the LMP2s have to stop this race, right? They can't do the whole thing on one fuel tank.
No, I doubt it. And Leon Bing, is it happening again? The three things certain in life: death, taxes, and Liam Vespers falling apart from the lead. Could it happen again? Very wide from Harkonnen, and he's pushing that car, trying to catch Leon in P1. As we see Grev Schmuel doing his best Ryan Davies impression. He's just come out the pits. I'm assuming he's changed tyres and he's got cold tyres.
Let's see, I mean, he was stopped for 46 seconds. Is that enough time to change tyres?
Yes. Tyre changes 12 seconds, fill up with fuel. Yeah, he's done full fuel and tyre change by the look of it. Aidan Howard on the back of Paul O'Grady, and that looks like Matt Hogan just behind.
Indeed he is, yep.
And Spike the Dragon. What a car.
It's great, isn't it? I do like the liveries. And I'm looking forward to be able to have some customizable liveries that we can actually identify people with a bit differerly.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what oNiD's very own Ben Brown can do with them. Obviously, his ACC and iRacing liveries are fantastic. I can't wait to see what he can do on LMU, especially when he makes me a Mango Loco Ferrari 499.
Indeed.
The Corvette closing up on the back of Tim Bob.
Yeah. As they head up towards Street, the hairpin then. Is it a hairpin? I mean, it feels like a hairpin when you're driving it, but I look at the track map and it's like 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's just a very sharp right-hander. It's a horrible corner, if we're honest.
Yeah. It's a bit of a deceptive one going into it, isn't it? Because you feel like you can break. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's have a look at this quickly.
Paul O'Grady, what's gone wrong? Carry too much speed in this right-hander. He's on the brakes, all's good. He's dropped it coming out of here, hasn't he?
And round it goes, yep. Luckily avoids the wall though, and doesn't look like he's had too much tyre damage.
Yeah, you say that way, and he's going down the straight, and his whole rig is shaking from the vibration.
Speaking of going down the straight, here's Otto Harkin in the slipstream under the wing of Liam Vespers, heading towards the second chicane actually. Closing up massively so far. Last lap was actually, for Otto, last lap was invalid, but best lap, 8/10 quicker. Oh dear, well, forget about best laps. Liam Vespers is in the wall big time.
What was it I said last lap? No, to be fair to Shane, Leon has been driving absolutely great, and this is the thing with these cars. One small mistake and it kills you. Too much power. That's a big crash as well, to be fair.
Indeed it is.
He's managed to get, if he can get to the pits, get it repaired and get through. Hang on, who's this? Is that Hovsep?
It is Hovsep.
I'm wondering. I know Hovsep has been having some hardware issues. That looks exactly what's happened.
Well, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, he's been having random disconnects, and that what? Yeah, he's literally just messaged me on Discord saying got disconnected. At least it was spectacular. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, indeed.
It's a shame Hovsep was having a good race. Who is that? Is that Leon?
Yep.
What's happening? I'm assuming he's got damage.
Yeah, obviously we saw him with the other. Let's see then. Going through the is a bit brave, perhaps.
Is he dropped it on the exit? Oh,
that's really
bit of a... Yeah, I'm assuming he's got damage in the car and it's not making it fun to drive. But he's making his way at the pit, which is what we like to see. We don't like to see rage quits, we like to see people continuing.
We certainly do.
Corvette can't catch Tim Bob. Tim Bob putting in a great drive up to now.
Yeah, 5/10 quicker is Tim Bob in his best lap compared to Paul Prescott here.
Slipstream is keeping Prescott in it.
Yeah, these two have the exact same top speed in Sector 1, exact same top speed in Sector 2, and 2 kph difference in favour of Paul Prescott in Sector 3, which is a bit surprising.
You can see the time coming up. No, what I learned on... Oh, that looked very close. What I learned on Monday night at Monza is the McLaren is an absolute rocket in a straight line.
Yeah.
Yes, it had the fastest trap speed at Monza.
Wow. These two almost going side by side. Let's see what the Corvette can do and the McLaren can do. Is another like obviously the Hovsep and the Zarian who's obviously had a disconnect side by side. They want to get this done before the hairpin. Obviously McLaren will have the advantage on the inside, but Corvette swoops down the ice. A bit of a lock up from the McLaren there as it tries to get stopped on the title line. McLaren a bit of, Corvette a bit of a wiggle on the exit, gives the Mustang a sniff of a counter-attack opportunity.
That was a great piece of braking from Prescott though. He got that perfect.
Yeah, obviously going around the outside, you're going to have to put a bit more steering in, and when you're putting the brakes into that speed, it's so tricky to make a mistake. But as you said, got it done fantastically as they head up towards Indianapolis now.
Can Tim Bob get that place back? Oh, very big wiggle from Tim Bob.
Tim Bob even more so, yeah.
Kept the position, but that will give Holman's best mate a sniff of a chance.
For a 2.96 as they head obviously through the final sector. Return for Toy having an issue into the gravel at the first chicane on the Mulsanne straight there.
Fatoy not having a great race. He takes the Fatoy chicane for the second time.
Does his joke lap again, yep. Matt Hagan here.
renamed the Fatoy chicane. Yeah, Matt Hogan on the back of Aidan, the engine killer Howard. Can he get the move done? Both putting in a great race here, like 5th and 6th.
Tim Bob with an issue, I think. He just let 2 positions go. He's let Mark Bryson through, or Bryson, and Stefan Reinhardt as well.
Is Tim Bob what's gone wrong?
I don't know. Maybe he got the corner and let him go. Either way, Matt Hagan, though, right under the wing of Baden Howard.
I know. I'll call him Matt Hagan now because I've been calling him Hogan to annoy him. But right on the back of Aidan, not quite close enough to get a move done, but it's a great drive from these two. Going through Indy, you have another yellow flag.
Briefly, Hagan still behind Aiden Howard, just waiting for his chance here. And to be honest, I think at Le Mans, more than others, you can afford to be patient. There's so many straights. You know, just stick with the other driver, wait for an opportunity, and it will present itself. You know, it's not like you're stuck and have to force the issue.
Ryan Davies went very wide off track behind them. Oh, who is that? Max Farrell.
No, Ben Law.
Oh, was that Ben Law?
Yeah. Let's have a look here.
Has he got a little wiggle coming through the Porsche curves? Oh, lap traffic. And... Oh, the slightest of touches, and they both went for a trip to the kitty, I thought.
Indeed, Max Farrell up to 2nd as Kevin Hunter pits as well. Matt Hogan here. Hagan. Through the chicane.
Yep.
Despite the dragon.
Yep, he's going to go to P4 now. Aidan has gone to the pits to make sure he hasn't killed his engine. The Aston Martin behind, is that the one who... Nah, that can't be the one that was involved in the crash. Paul O'Grady, P4.
Let's see.
Keep in mind, some LMP2s have pitted. Nope, here we have Brendan Rooney. Very comfortable. Rooney, 14 seconds ahead of Noel Doige, who Noel is putting a great drive himself. Porsche looks a bit dented at the front, to be fair. I don't know whether that's just the paint.
It does look a bit. Maybe it's is the camera not cooperating? A bit of dirt as well, because the cars get so dirty across the race at LMU. It's great to see. But they do get a bit dirty. As well, Otto Harkin, by the way, and Mr. Rooney, Brendan Rooney, 2 seconds quicker, both of these guys, 2 to 3 seconds quicker, best lap time than the next best lap. So maybe having that open air, not having the driver in front, particularly when you enter these fast chicanes, you know, it makes so much difference to the lap times, and you're able to just pull away a lot easier than if you had that car in front that you're worrying about stopping and managing them as well.
No, that's exactly it. When you have a car in front of you, it's a tricky track to get right when you're by yourself. If a man has a car in front of you, so when you do have the clear air, you can just relax, all pressure's off, just drive the car, and as we see from Harkonnen, putting in a great drive.
Yeah, definitely is. A couple of the drivers obviously in the pits now. We've got Ben Law here, we've got Hovsepp Nazarian, who might have rejoined Athol Baskar in the pits in the garage. They're obviously having to retire. So we'll see more and more drivers, I think, as we reach kind of the halfway point, really, actually beyond the halfway point. Just topping up. Ben
Law just coming back out and repairing the damage he picked up through the Porsche curves. Harden hasn't pitted yet, has he?
Not yet, no. And let's actually
It was Hunter who was behind, so he's plenty of time. He's more than comfortable to make the pit. We'll see what he does though, because you would think it would be soon he needs to get in the pits.
Yeah, you'd think so. And whilst we have this little bit of a quiet point, let's wait for Otto to start a new lap, and then you can maybe walk us through one if you'd like.
Well, we'll say that he's going to go in the pits now, isn't it?
We'll see. Paul Prescott with an issue, by the way, yellow flagged.
Prescott.
Yeah, there he's just in front. We're passing him now. Yeah.
Having a decent race hang on. Is Hartman going to dive for the pits? No, he's not.
But Ryan Davies.
Oh, Ryan, what?
Oops. Let's have a look. How did he do it this time?
It's Indy. Oh, he's lost on the braking.
Yeah. Oh, into the wall for good measure as well. Loops it around once, twice and a half. There we go.
So, damaged front end, Minecraft block tyres. Not great for Ryan. Oh, it's his first spin of the race.
Speaking of spins, Kevin Hunter.
Oh, Kevin Hunt. Kevin Hunt has been having a great race.
Indeed, coming out of oNiD. Doesn't seem to lose out. Obviously, Ryan Davis, actually, Matthias Fuskin there, just getting ahead of Kevin Hunter, up to 6th.
I know Kevin Hunter has been in the pit. Has Fuskin been in the pit yet?
Fuskin hasn't. I don't think Kevin Hunter's been in the pits, has he?
Yes, I'm sure he has. As he was running P3.
Consult the... where is it? Not that one. Sorry, I'm... stops. Here we go. Hunter, you're right. He's been in the pits. That's another note from my bug fix.
Fuskin hasn't. So Hunter's lost no places. So he should maintain position after the cars in front have pitted. His closest thing will be Leon, who is 22 seconds behind. Oh, Prescott, another one.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Let's see how he did that. I think that's coming at the first chicane. In the Corvette.
He really does not like that car.
It has its moments, to be fair. Or on the curb. Unsettles it. Loses the rear, obviously. Rear engine, I believe, is a Corvette, so swings round.
A little bit of a bonk of the wall, but not too bad. His tyres won't be happy. Whoop. Kevin Hunter again, is that?
Yeah, let's have a look. Onto the brakes. Oh, tries to avoid. I think Fuskin there locks up into the wall. Very, very unfortunate. And that's the thing, you've got to deal with the traffic around you.
That was a heavy front end crash, and that is Vispa's right behind him for position, because as we know, Leon has pitted after his incident.
Yep. This is Gravesmall.
What's Gravesmall done?
Oh. Okay.
He must have the best brakes in the world.
I don't know, but his head is through that window as well.
And the G-force is real. Actually, Reinhardt on the back of Chris Overstreet.
Going down towards Indianapolis. The Ferrari 206 looking so much sleeker than the big brute of the Mustang ahead. In the slipstream, the Mustang punching a hole in the air.
It's the pizza vest, the cheeseburger. Who's going to win this battle? It has to be the Ferrari, because Ferrari's best.
Yeah.
Oh, bit of a wiggle from Reinhardt coming through Indy. But he has a good exit. Still, the Mustang maintains gap, and Matt Hagan coming behind. He should pass both of these on the straight. Shouldn't be a problem. Reinhardt trying to get a bit of a slipstream from there. Aidan Howard. Oh, we have another yellow flag.
Oh, the choice.
For Toy. Where the hell is he? Is that Indy he's come off at?
Yeah.
He's lost on the brake. Yeah. He's lost it coming around the right.
We've seen that happen. Oh, big hit into the wall as well. And obviously we saw him get stuck there with a little lip on the tyre barrier with this splitter at the front there. We've seen the drivers just expect the same level of grip they had, with a brand new set of tyres coming around towards Indy and just losing the rear.
No, the tyre degradation around here is real. A few of the drivers have found this out the hard way. Paul O'Grady. Where's Paulo?
Here he is.
Oh, it's Leon. Looks like Leon's got the move done on him. Has he done it? Indy, that's very brave if he has.
Oh, a massive lock up there.
the
And
lock-up.
the pull going deep. And actually, we're going to have to end this replay early because the one and only has had an issue.
No, is Ryan Davies having a spin?
Straight
Let's
into another
have a look.
replay of Ryan Davies here.
We haven't got enough for a montage yet.
Not quite, no. Coming into the final couple of chicanes then.
Inside curb, span him. Yep, I knew it. I was seeing that. Oh, his wing.
And you know what that means? Guarantees
Yep.
an endless streak. I guess he's trying to go to the pits from here. Is he too far away?
No, you can get straight across. Oh, he's sunk. What?
So that happens when we're in a replay whilst...
on full Titanic, and he's come back with no wing.
He's hit an iceberg. He's gone full Titanic. Oh, that had me there.
Hit an iceberg, full Titanic. He left his wing for some random woman to lay on while she's saved.
Oh, someone took.
Actually-
That's so funny.
Prescott coming out of the pits. Although Grady doing well considering he has had a mishap.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, certainly is. Currently resides in sixth. I think he has stopped as well. My thing's lying to me, so we'll have to rely on...
What is thing though is the guy whose name we have been poking fun at, Matt Hagan, P3, and well in P3 as well, 53 seconds ahead of Fusgan.
Yeah?
Has Matt Hagan stopped?
No, he hasn't. So the top four haven't stopped. Everyone bar Ryan Davis, who's obviously in the pits at the moment, has stopped.
Harkonnen and Farrell are safe. Hagan, 53 seconds pit stop. May just get pipped by... Oh no, Fusgan hasn't stopped either, so how far is Viscous behind Fusgan?
14 and a half seconds. 14 seconds. It's coming down.
So Hagan may just come out ahead of Leon.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, let's have a look at the... I mean, stop times vary wildly. I mean, someone stopped for 10 seconds. We've got 39, 20 seconds, 52,
Well,
a
to
minute.
be fair, if he doesn't change tyres, he's only putting fuel in. It's not going to be a long stop because you don't have to put that much fuel in. Unless Leon does what Leon does best and falls apart.
Yeah, I mean, there is that aspect, obviously. 13 minutes to go. Anything can happen, as it usually does. Brendan Rooney enters the pits.
That's Fatoy ahead of him, looking a bit broke. Is that Kevin Hunter behind as well? Kevin was... Well, that's a good view. Kevin was having such a strong race, and it's all gone south for him.
Yeah, indeed. South, indeed. Down to 12th in class. 14th overall because the GT3 they've actually overtaken Kevin.
Ooh. Has he parked it? There's no way Darren just took that long. Same with Fatoy. Fatoy's been parked up.
Yeah, over 2 minutes in the pits has Kevin been.
You see, oh no, Fatoy's dropped, he's back out, which means, oh, Hunter's going back out as well. Oh, it's a drag race out.
It is. There is collision in the pit lane, remember, so this could get spicy as they head towards the exit. Obviously, the LMP2 is faster on track, but in the pit lane, with the pit limiter on, the GT3 looks like to be winning. This is the most exciting drag race you've had all evening.
See the GT3 gets up a bit better, but the LMP, he's cut across the pit lane. He's going to get a track one up for that. As you see, that's him slowed down.
Oh, and they've come together as well, and both of them exit the track. This is unbelievable. Obviously, the GT3 with more mechanical grip than LMP2 is actually winning this drag race. This is for position as well, really, as they head through Sector 1, heading towards the Molson straight. Well, undoubtedly, the LMP2 will just whiz on by, but has a bit of a wiggle, does the LMP2 of Kevin Hunter as they head towards Dunlop.
Yeah, you should get the move done now.
Well, you'd hope so. Indeed, yep. Indeed.
So Hagan is closed right on the back of Fusgan. Oh, Hagan must have pitted. Because he was P3, wasn't he?
He was
So
P3.
Fuskin is still going.
Yeah.
What is it? What is he running that car on?
Biodiesel? I don't know. Let's have a little look. Where is he? Oops.
So Fuskin hasn't pitted yet. So Vespers is 6 seconds behind Hagen. So Vespers could still get a podium out of this if he doesn't bin it.
It's a big if though. Someone in chat as well. Deutsch. Has Deutsch jumped Rooney? I think someone. Sorry, Matt Holman. Deutsch, has he jumped Rooney?
No, I don't think Deutsch has not pitted yet, has he? Ryan Davies doing what he does best. He's lost his rear wing again.
This isn't a replay. This is Ryan Davies doing the exact same thing as he did earlier. And back to Deutsch. You're right, now Deutsch has stopped. He stopped for 19.5 seconds, spent 56 seconds in the pit lane in total. And Rooney spent a good 46 seconds stopped. So a difference of strategy there. Maybe Deutsch just eking out the energy, eking out the fuel. Matt Holman in chat saying what everyone's thinking as well.
Yeah. What about Tim Bob? Prescott doing some donuts. Has Tim Bob stopped?
Tim Bob, where is he?
Tim Bob is leading the GT3s.
Tim Bob hasn't stopped yet.
Oh,
and has a gap of 23 seconds. This could be really close, you know, because even if he does the quickest GT3 stop, that leaves him about 5 seconds away from Deutsch. And Deutsch with the warmer tyres, maybe there'll be a chase on him.
That's the stop though. You've got to take total pit time into account. Deutsch is going to get past Tim Bob.
Oh, of course, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, Deutsch, 56 seconds in the pit lane.
It's whether Brendan Rooney can make up the 6.5 seconds to Noel Deutsch for the win. 2 Porsches battling out for the GT3 win here.
You are right indeed, yeah. Mark Bryson, take your pick. On the back of Stefan Reinhardt here for P16 overall, P5 in class. P4 in class as well, which will obviously be P3 potentially. Maybe. Jarrett Page having an issue as well. Max Farrell into the pit lane as well from P2.
Max Farrell's going to lose a place to Hagen. Only 27 seconds. He's coming through the Porsche curves now. This is the pit entry come. So Max Farrell's going to lose a place to Hagen and Vespers.
Let's see.
Because you can see Leon in the background there. Fuskin has finally come into the pits.
Yep.
Yeah, so Max Farrell's going to go down to P5.
This is the pit lane currently. Tim Bob here.
Yep, there's Hagen, there's Leon. Max Farrell's coming out. So P4. There's Paul O'Grady. Fuskin finally coming in after running the car for God knows how long. Has Rooney got Deutsch?
Deutsch is just leaving his box now. Down the order is he.
Also, Deutsch has now pitted. Hang on, Stefan Reinhardt and Grayson and Bob. Hang on, I'm confused here. What's going on?
What do you mean?
I thought Noel Deutsch had pitted.
I thought he did too. Let's have a look at the old number of stops, shall we? Where is he? Wait for it to scroll.
Two stops, yeah?
2 stops, yes. So clearly that first stop, which was really, really, really quick, wasn't enough.
Yeah, he hasn't put enough either fuel or virtual energy in, which has cost him the win.
Yeah. Certainly looks that way.
And now we have Reinhardt and Brace and P1 and 2 of GT3. These have stopped as well. Could Reinhardt win this race?
Potentially here. I mean, this is such an interesting race. Everything's all mixed up, and it seems to be a couple of drivers got the strategy a little bit wrong. And by strategy, I just mean pure calculations of how much they can get away with at the stop. Certainly very interesting.
That Matt Holman's best mate, Mark Grayson, right behind.
Yeah, 1 and a bit seconds away to the lead of the GT3 field is Mark here in the Ferrari.
So we have a fight for the GT3 win. We have a fight for P2 of the LMP2s, because I'm assuming Viscus will be getting close to Matt Hagan. Should make an exciting 5 minutes.
Yeah, there's only 5 minutes of the race. Pressure's on, and obviously these drivers, I'm sure most of them, keeping on the same set of tyres, and if they've had a little bit of an issue, a little bit of damage to that tyre, it's going to make it so easy to lock up in some of these high-speed, tricky braking zones. There's a yellow flag briefly, I think, for Dean Smith. Really is the pressure on, because it also really affects your confidence, I think. As soon as you get one lock-up, one flat spot, sure, the car might be capable of X, but, your confidence-wise, it's really not, because you know how easy it will be to do it again in these corners. Exactly. 3/10 away from Matt Hagan here. Onto the brakes, into the inside at Indianapolis, I believe. Is that Indy? No, that's not. That's
no, that's Porsche Curves.
Yeah, Porsche Curves.
I assume Leon will have took new tyres when he was fixing his damage.
Yeah.
Which means the move on Matt Hagan will have been much easier. Max Farrell, just behind Matt Hagan too. Realistically, they've got 2 more laps.
2 more laps. He's 3 and a bit tenths away. Last lap, 2 seconds quicker was Max Farrell than Matt Hagan, so has some pace in him. Yellow flag briefly again there, yep. As they enter towards a new lap, a new day, a new series of attacks from Max Farrell.
This is for the final podium.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Hagan or is it going to be Farrell?
A little bit of a lock up there from Hagan as they obviously get onto the brakes for a tricky sequence of corners. Again, it's so deceptive how much speed you can carry here, especially with these crests and the uphill, slight downhill. Onto the brakes, carry the speed, flick it in, obviously. Onto the brakes again for the left-hander for absolutely maximising your speed, because this is what starts you off for the Mulsanne straight.
What we also have as well is Mark Grayson, 8/10 behind Reinhardt in the GT3 class. They're leaving it right till the very end, aren't they?
Well, until you cross the line, that's the order you're in. It doesn't matter if you're a P1 for 99% of the race. If you cross the line P2, that's what counts.
I can assume when Matt Holman is sat there with his Mark Grayson t-shirt on, cheering him on.
Did we have a little bet? Who do you think is going to get it, for Max Farrell or Mark Grayson?
Grayson's got a good run here because Reinhardt ran a bit wide. You can see the slipstream, the time coming down at the bottom. What they don't know is if you sit in the middle of the track, you go 4 kilometers an hour quicker down the straight.
Indeed, but Mark Grayson here doesn't need that extra 4 kph. Is alongside the Ferrari anyways. Onto the brakes goes the pair of Ferraris. Goes a little bit deep to 7 Reinhardt. Gives Grayson the opportunity, indeed.
What we've just seen there is the good old mind punt.
Yeah, certainly is. Try now break their opponent. But ultimately,
I've just heard a cheer from Lincolnshire as Matt Holman is cheering for the overtake.
Let's watch another one, shall we? Max Farrell on Matt Hagan. Very late onto the brakes. Tries to get it stopped as Farrell. Overdone it massively. Major lockup. We saw him steering there, but it was doing nada.
Let's see where he's braked. I know where the braking point is here. Let's see where he's braked. Let's come in. Let's have a look. Right, he's hit the brakes now, which is way too late.
Yeah, he wasn't even ahead. Wasn't even alongside when he got onto the brakes.
And he's gone Titanic. But that's putting behind. If all Matt Hagan now needs to do, he's got 2.2 second gap. It's a Ferrari fight at the front. You see Tim Bob and Brendan Rooney in the background there as Paul Prescott is doing his best right there, his impression. Brendan Rooney, who had this race in control at one point, that I'm not sure what's happened at his pit stop, but it has cost him the win.
No, you're right. Yes, certainly has. Mark Bryson, who leads the way in the GT3 field, up 5 places from the start, started in 6th. Stefan Reinhardt, by the way, started in 8th in his class, up 6 places. Tim Bob started in 7th, up 4 places. So whatever they've done has worked superbly. Rooney here started in 1st, as you're saying, down 2 places to 4th on the back of Tim Bob, trying to reclaim something out of the chase, slide his way through Arnage there.
Big drift.
Big drift indeed. 10 seconds to go. This will be the final lap, I believe. Let's have a look at Otto Harkonnen is.
Yeah, Harkonnen. So the lap they are approaching now. We have a yellow flag. Who is it? I'll tell you.
That's a funny place to do it. Let's have a look.
Where's he come off? Porsche Curbs.
I thought it was Porsche Curbs, yeah.
No, so it's good here. So he's dropped it here. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems a bit silly, to be honest, but either way, avoids the wall luckily, but faces the wall, so will cost him a lot of time, as Rooney, amongst that, has gotten his way up, banging out the replay.
He has got past Tim Bob.
He has, yeah. Let's go to the
even though he's lost the pole, it's been a great drive from Tim Bob. Reinhardt pitted.
It did. Wow. Maybe it just doesn't have enough vertical energy. Let's have a look at the.
Oh, that is painful. Where's that going to drop him to? He's down 1, 2, 3, 4. He's down to 5th. Brian Anderson's going to get past him too. And then Nathan Taylor's next one. So that has dropped Reinhardt right down. Brian Anderson is now in P4. So that is a podium for Tim Bob. A race win for Mark Grayson, should he keep it together this last lap. Max Farrell on the back of Matt Hagan once again.
Indeed, approaches Mulsanne.
Same corner as last time.
Yeah, I mean, way too far back. We can see there's 3/10. Massive gap between them. If he tries to go on the brakes again, then he'll have a dunce cap, I'm sure. Dunce cap award from us, I'm sure. Opens up the corner nicely to be able to set up some speed for the exit onto the brakes. Nice and tidily this time. No lockups here. No one running deep except for Matt Hagan. And let's Max Farrell sail on by. And that's the major advantage of staying tidy, staying consistent, not forcing it, is you mind putting your opponent sometimes, and then you can sneak on by for free.
That is a shame, but even so, Matt Hagan, it's been a great drive from him. We have a yellow flag. Who is that?
Yellow flag for the yellow Corvettes, yep.
Doing great at the start of the race. A race of two tails. As we see Otto Harkonnen coming across the line to take the win. He's been good today. Harkonnen, what can we say?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what can we say? Great job from them. Gained 2 places since the start of the race. Just opportunistic, keeping it tidy. Leon Vespers, Max Farrell themselves fighting, obviously, and Max had his own issues. Leon Vespers had their own issue and recovered up to 2nd as well. So actually, great job to them, really. After
he's quite a way back, but it's not surprising after the crash he had. Same with Max. Max has had his issue as well. Hagan, great race from him. But Mark Grayson's still ahead of Brendan Rooney. There's 2.8 seconds between them. We're about on track of those two.
Coming up towards Indianapolis, yeah.
If Grayson can just keep this together, keep it smooth. Paul O'Grady having a nightmare.
Yeah, he's not quite at the line yet, this point, but luckily he's always away from Aiden Howard as well.
Great drive for Mark Grayson. And the fact is, at the start of this, Holman said don't mention his name because he's in his bad books and he goes on to win the race. is poetic. It really is. I'm going to message Holman now and wind him up.
Indeed. But, yeah, Mark Brayson, and probably the second best Ferrari livery, I think, in LMU. I don't know what you think. But,
I usually use the red one because Ferrari should be red.
Oh, yeah, I like the deep red one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a great win. Bruni right up behind, but not close enough.
Really is pushing though, is Rooney.
He is. He's trying to catch. He had the race sewn up, but he's had to settle for P2 because our GT3 winner is Matt Holman's best mate, Mark Brayson. Great drive.
Indeed.
Rooney kicking himself, and we're going to have to find out what's happened with that pit stop because.
Yeah, I think Rooney had a drive-through. Maybe. Have to wait and see. But yeah, Mark Brayson, who was 5 seconds slower on their best lap than Rooney, and that just shows you it's not always about you know 1 lap pace.
Also, Tim Bob P3, final podium place in the GT3s. Great drive. Brian Anderson P4, Stefan Reinhardt, who the slightest fuel miscalculation maybe couldn't save enough, cost him potentially a P2, but he finishes in P6. And that is all the drivers over the line.
Almost.
Apart from Noel Boys, who, again, slight fuel miscalculation, goes from first to God knows where. But yeah, in the top 3, Harkonnen, Vespers, Farrell in the LMP2. Great drive from Hagen, so close to a podium, just missed out. Ahead of Paul O'Grady, the engine killer, and Fuse going to also try the thing. Jarrett Page, P8. That is a good result for Jarrett Page. Dean Smith, P9. Ben Law, 10th. Not sure what's happened there. The Ballerina in P11. Hunter, P15, but P12 in class.
Yeah.
I've got Aiden in the chat. Fuel saving, short fuel myself. Tough luck, Aiden. you get better on your maths.
Indeed. And yeah, Jarrett Page there. It's especially quiet tonight. We didn't hear much from him, didn't see much of him, but just slowly making his way up the order. Gained a number of places in the LMP2 field. A great job from them. Actually gained 6 places, so fantastic job to them. Dean Smith up 3 places.
Dean Smith, P9.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, sometimes it is just about being consistent, not being on the limit all the time, and not making those mistakes.
That's it. Everyone cares about your lap time, how quick you're going, but it's no good being fast if you're in the wall.
Indeed. It's Olaf Verdedge. Eventually he comes across the line. How much can I sort that out? At 1 quarter to go, shall we say?
Yeah, let's cheer him on. Come on. And the snowman crosses the line.
Indeed, there we go in the Aston Martin, which we don't see very much of, but it's a very nice car, I think.
Looks
very
good.
tiny. Yep.
Not so great to drive.
No.
But no, that was... I enjoyed that. We had an unexpected winner thrown up. We had some good battles. We had Leon falling apart again. Max Farrell didn't kill anyone apart from himself. Great drive from Matt Hagen. Paul O'Grady's going to get wound up for his spins. Aiden didn't blow an engine. It's been a good race.
Yeah. Indeed, and as you went through the order earlier. Okay.
Yeah, and then and next week we are back at... Where do you think we're at?
Spa,
exactly. Spa in the dry, may I add. It's not a wet Spa race.
No, and
so,
Spa, I think we'll probably see a few more consistency from the drivers. Obviously, Spa, they've probably driven in ACC, But again, it's just adapted to the handling and the quirks of LMU in terms of vertical energy and some of the physics.
And the fact it's dry, because everyone knows we only drive Spa in the wet. So it'll be interesting to see how the LMP2's got on around there, because they'll be twitching some of those corners.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But there we have the GT3 results. Again, Mark Brayson, P1, Brendan Rooney 2, Tim Bobb taking the final podium place ahead of Brian Anderson, Stefan Reinhardt, Nathan Turner, Noel Doige, Do You Want to Build a Snowman, Paul Prescott, and Chris Overstreet.
Yeah, that's the top 10 for the GT3s. LMP2s, Otto Harkin, obviously coming across the line. Great job. 62 seconds away from Leon Vespers. Max Farrell somehow holding on to third. Matt Hagen there, fourth. Paul O'Grady, another bit of a recovery drive as well. Paul O'Grady did a good job there. Aiden Howard, opportunistically up to sixth. Matthias Fuskin, Jarrett Page, Dean Smith, and Ben Law round out the top 10. It's weird to see Jarrett Page amongst the sharp end of the field, but it is just coming down to being consistent and not making the errors.
That's exactly it. It's good to see as well. I'm happy for Jarrett. I'm happy for Dean. Race of the underdogs. What can I say? Well, in some aspects.
Yeah, it sounded so funny because you're like, I'm happy for Jarrett. I'm happy for Dean. Everyone else can go. Everyone else can go. Oh, indeed.
I'm happy that Fatoy span a bunch of times. It gives me more ammo to wind him up.
Indeed. But yeah, I'd say next week's Spa. Today's Wednesday. We've got more LMU on Sunday. We've got more of other racing throughout the week. We've got AC on Tuesdays. We've got iRacing. Sorry, is AC on Tuesdays?
AC Tuesday. We've got iRacing at Snetterton tomorrow. Not the full course. It's like a short course in the tin cans with four wheels and a wing. Then, as you said, LMU on Sunday. And we have a driver who has joined us.
Let's have a look.
Reveal yourself, driver.
Welcome, Aidan. How are you?
Don't mind me. I'll just drop in and say, very good stream. Thank you very much, guys. But we're still live. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, we are still live. Tell us what happened to you then, Aidan.
First part of the race was fine. Went to the pit stop, and for whatever reason, I decided, I'm going to short fuel a little bit. I can save a little bit. I knocked it down a couple of litres, thinking, no, I've gone a bit more deep into the race. No.
So your math wasn't a mathing?
No, computer said no.
Was it beyond any realm of fuel saving, or do you think it would just be more worth it to just go into the pits again?
It was, if I pit again, I'll probably use another 3 positions. Yeah, it was fine. I just left and coasted through the second and third sectors of the lap where you can actually got some corners instead of straights. Did the job.
I've got Matt Holman messaging me in disbelief that Mark Brayson won.
It's a weird one,
I was just saying, congratulations on the win for everyone that did take part. It was an interesting race, fun in the midfield, but the one's always at one of those tracks. If you're not in a slipstream, then it's going to be a bit of stuck in no man's land a little bit. But right.
It's Spa next week.
Okay.
That sounds very confident.
We'll see.
But no, great race, great watching yous. As we've just seen in the chat, Rooney got a drive-through.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought so, because the pit stop time, the stop time was 0, but his pit time wasn't 0. So,
so very close to track limits. There was only a 4-point limit on track limits. I think I got up to 3.75.
You nearly did a Stevie Bain.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit.
I'm surprised there was many. I know it's easy to go slightly beyond in the final sector, and maybe actually the first few corners. I didn't think it would be that much of an issue, though, track limits tonight. But was it? Do you think it was? Maybe I'm just wrong.
No, it can be. T1 and 2, the corner going onto the Mulsanne straight can be tricky.
Most of my track limits were going on to Mulsanne straight, just carrying too much speed through that fast right-hander, and dipping 2 wheels over the white line onto the curb on the right side.
Okay.
Yeah. It was tricky, but yeah, as soon as I realised what I was doing, I was like, "Yep, I'm not going to do that again. Let's not get track limits."
And that's a really good point. You know, it's okay to make those mistakes, I think, as long as you're able to learn from them and not doing them in future, which some drivers are obviously really capable of doing. And like you were saying, you saw that error and then you decided not to make that error ever again. So really important.
It was entertaining. So, but yeah, all good. Looking forward to the next week. Spa is a favourite, so
yeah,
we'll do absolutely fine.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us, and thank you in chat, everyone, for joining and contributing. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you everyone listening in the background. Thank you for racing with us. And anything else, Dave?
Tune in next week to see Fatoy kill himself more and Ryan Davies do some more spins.
Exactly. Do join us next week and throughout the week if you want some more action. But it won't be as good as the Wednesdays will, let's be honest. So thank you again. And yeah, I'll say goodnight. Anyone else want to say anything before I...
Catch y'all later on.
Indeed.
Laters, alligators.
Au revoir.